It may be one jostle between me, Michael Lewis, and one foreigner, because only 3 of us out of 10 was not working. We had at the back chilling and relaxed.
The callous late morning execution of 42-year-old Ernest Main, known across the sports world simply as Ja Main, has stunned the entire nation. The decorated cyclist was visiting the George Street residence of Shirlene Cabral, the home of his daughters, shortly after 11 o'clock when he became the victim of a ruthless attack.
I received a call on Saturday morning, I would say in the vicinity of 11:25 a.m., telling me that Ja Main had just been shot. I could not believe it, so I did the best I could to immediately verify if this was so. I was positive beyond the shadow of a doubt when Midget, one of the lieutenants in my constituency, had already called me, and he went to the hospital and he called me a second time to verify that he was looking at Ja Main's dead body in the back of his truck, which they had used to transport him. And I heard the blood-curdling screams of his children in the background.
According to Santiago Castillo Jr., Ja Main's closest friend and employer, based on a conversation with Cabral, the chain of events transpired all too quickly.
I later spoke to Miss Shirlene Cabral, who he had visited that morning to pick up his laundry, and she informed me that he had received a phone call, went to the room to speak privately, came back out, took the 5-gallon that was empty, took it downstairs, put his bag of laundry in his truck, turned around to close the gate, and was hit with one shot in the back of his head.
Main's murder succeeds the death of 16-year-old Chrislyn Gladden 1 week earlier, and only a few hours after the pre-dawn slaying of 20-year-old Raheem Crawford. The connection? He is the father of Gladden's accused killer and the uncle of one of the men believed to be involved in the fatal Gibnut Street shooting.
As you know, Ja Main's youngest daughter, 17 years old, is a minor. I won't even repeat her name. Has been arrested and is on remand for the alleged crime that happened in the cemetery with the young lady Chrislyn Gladden. Ja Main was devastated and distraught by that. No way did he condone any actions of any of his family members who were involved in any type of crime.
Could the homicide of a well-known and beloved Belizean athlete be a case of poetic justice, or was it the Code of Hammurabi revisited in gangland fashion? The Belize Police Department isn't saying much, other than the fact that one expended shell was retrieved from the scene of the shooting, and that the motive is believed to have been an act of retaliation.
The first one to see him was one of his daughters, Danisha, who I understand is 15 years old, and she called for Shirlene, who came down and saw Ja Main grasping his final breath in her arms, so to speak, and a neighbor offered to transport him in his own car to the hospital to see if they could save him, but by the time he had gotten there, Ja Main was dead.
It was no secret that Main's life was under threat in the wake of Gladden's murder. The dramatic irony, sadly, is that he was killed around the same time that the teenager was being charged. Despite the paradox, Gladden's family maintains that they had nothing to do with the crime.
And I know that he had gotten threats because he told me that there were threats out on both his life and the mother of the child, Marinette. And some of us told him that, he should lay low. But he basically told us that he have a life to live and he not feel he are punished with something that he had no connection with. I believe that the reason Ja Main went in that truck that day instead of his cycle is precisely to not be too exposed. But even that didn't help. And what is ironic is that truck that Jamin has is the one he purchased from Marlon Castillo, which is the same truck that another cyclist of mine, Ariel Rosado, died in.
Castillo, in speaking with News 5, said that he had only just offered to have Main relocated from the area he was living to avoid having him exposed to the violence plaguing his family.
I told him, Ja, I make you an offer. I could find one apartment in my constituency, in a Caribbean shores. I'll pay the first 3 months, and you take it from there. To get you out of, I don't like that you're there, that a house on Bannock Street. I'm afraid for you. And he said, boss, that's a great idea. I'll take up your offer. I said, you find it, I'll pay for the first 3 months. We never got to that.
The loss of a dear friend and former Holy Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic champion has forced Castillo, an elected government official, to reconsider his stand on capital punishment.
I believe that we need to not only fix the justice system and improve our conviction rate, but I believe that we have to put a deterrent to crime. And my belief is that we should look and reconsider to reinstate the death penalty. This thing has really gone too far, and you know, you can lose your life for no reason at all. And I'll be the first to say it's not only because of Jamin. It's not only because of Jamin's name was Ernest. There was another Ernest that died exactly 4 months ago, Ernest Dangalang Turton. It's not because of that. And for Elbert Pope, a previous cyclist that also rode for me, it's for all the Belizeans that are getting killed.
Reporting for News 5, I am